Just stay at home.
Prepping,
I must admit, go on,
I was gonna say prepping and all of that is tedious. It
Fucking
is long. It's boring. There's a million different things you'd rather do. Like, I get distracted so easy. Like I'm supposed to be rapping. I can't even get through this round because something happened and I got to answer the phone. I got to do this, but you still have to find a way to say, I'm gonna do it, kind of thing. If you can do that, you'll be alright. But I don't know what's going on, man. You gotta.
You was about to say something, innit? You want to say something?
No, go on, bro.
I was going to sidestep. How does everyone prep? Because I'm assuming everyone's got like different ways of prepping. Like, what do you find? Do you find you need like 2 weeks? How long do you think you need to remember like a whole 3-minute round or 2.5-minute round? Do you think your memory gets better closer to the day?
It's hard for me to say personally because I've only ever had long prep times. I've never had a battle on short prep. So
yeah, but I'm saying, so when your round's finished.
So I start early and finish late. So I might start writing, say, 2 months before a battle, and I'll have enough material to make 3 rounds, say after 6 weeks.
Okay.
But for those last 2 weeks, I'm still going to be editing and moving things around for the 2 weeks. But realistically, within a month, I can go from a point of 0 bars to I could battle, probably. Yeah. And then 2 months is like, all right, I'm really happy with what I've produced here. Cool. I'd say something like that.
My thing is, it obviously has changed over time. Like the memorizing thing now is a bit mad, where it's like I'm kind of memorizing it as I'm writing it, as I'm putting it together in it. So I just try to think of the ideas and the concepts first in it, and then after I've written for a little while, I'll think, all right, cool. What's really the angle? What do I really want to say? And I'll just kind of go through the bars I've written. And sometimes I'll find the angle within that. If there's something I keep saying, something that I notice, because it's all based on observations, isn't it? So if there's something I keep noticing, it's like, okay, cool, let me put that over there. That's going to be that round. And then sometimes you think...
I know what you mean.
You know, like that. Like
you'll write a few things, you'll be like, oh, these are all kind of... that line's always one,
like, so we put that aside. And then sometimes you write a line and you know that this is the beginning. This is the beginning of a round, or you write a line and say this is a closer. I know this is a closer.
I actually had an issue writing with you for that because when no one was saying who is Rivers, like, and I'm like, but I got I was doing the blink twice, and then I got the Versace bit.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to put them together because I was like, this is in the third. I was like, should I put the Versace you look opponents in your eyes with the blink twice. I was like, because they go, but I was like. And that's the thing. You also got to know when to separate the things as well. So I get you.
Because it might be a good concept, but the style of or the cadence of it or the whatever is just don't match up. You know what I mean? So
I think that's something like certainly as a newcomer, I know I haven't fully grasped yet, and I notice it when we watch battles like say Tony versus Moke, where we see newcomers against Verse. I think one thing that really comes with experience that both of you guys do. Not that you necessarily always know, right, this bar's going to pop, this bar's going to pop. So you can't always predict it. But generally, you have very sort of evenly spaced kind of haymakers throughout your round. Like probably a big opener, 2 big punches in the middle, and a hard closer. Whereas a lot of newcomers, and certainly even when I'm rapping, I feel a lot of the time that it's like, I'm just going to keep throwing these bars out to the crowd, and they're going to like the ones that they like, kind of thing, you know?
Is that your approach? You just that's
I'm not saying that's how I want to be. I'm saying like because I don't necessarily know fully yet exactly what's going to pop every time. Kind of I'm still testing the waters.
I guess I shouldn't really say. Well, what I do right now is like I judge my bars of what I think. So I'm happy kind of when I'm right about some of them. Like, all right, well these were weak, and I thought they were weak, so at least I was right. But I kind of write next to them like a level.
Right,
so I'll be like, oh, this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3. This is bait. This should get big reaction. This shouldn't. So I'll kind of start spacing them a little bit like that now. And I'll realise I'll look at around and be like, oh shit, I'll put like all 1s and 2s and then.
Oh, you know what's crazy? I've got a similar system. I could show you. It's my tablet's in my bag. What I do is, if the bar is relevant to the battle and the opponent and the crazy punch, £. If it's just a nice punch, hashtag. You know what I mean? So then I'll be going through it and I'll be like, how can I change? There's too much hashtags. Or how can I turn this hashtag into a £?
How can I double?
You know what I mean? mad.
I know a few people who write like that. I was watching, because I posted, this is obviously the 11th episode of the podcast we're doing.
Like what Jazz said.
Yeah, that Jazz thing, like she color codes her bars based on like...
with the same method.
Yeah.
I think that one was one that got me sort of thinking from when I spoke with Jazz, and she was like, because that one opened my eyes. I'm like, yeah, why aren't I doing that? Why aren't I thinking like...
Yeah.
Like, and I think you do it subconsciously, but you don't grade it. Like, you obviously know like raw, but when you actually have it with like raw, like you look like, okay, there's freeze here, there's freezes. It's like, oh, raw, like, okay, actually, you know what? Yeah, this is all my kind of middle stuff. So at least you go in that round, sort of thinking. Like, I think my second had the most, and I think my second is maybe the round I'm like, okay, yeah, like, I'm sort of cruising through it.
See the pound signs.
Yeah.
Pound
Oh
sign
yeah,
there,
yeah.
Pound sign there. One down there.
Yeah. I see.
So like every time I think like the asterisk is like it's a good bar but it's not quite a pound sign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
right, you writing all caps as well.
Yeah,
bro, you're angry type.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remind myself, make sure you project this kind of thing.
How do you guys? That's something I always find interesting. Like, how do you?
I bark out.
What do you mean by that?
Religiously bark out.
He's like, right, I need 56 for this.
So basically, I know if I have 100, like, because it's easier for me then. Even if I haven't like written all my rounds, but I've got all my ideas and certain bars. Even if it's like a word on a punchline, but I'm like, alright, I'm gonna speak 4 bars to get here. I'll put it all in a thing when I'm trying to, and I'll write out in bars. I'm like, alright, cool. This needs to get to near enough like 150 or 180, so I can cut down. And I'm like, alright, well, I'm cool then. And then, this is at least the base.
So you know that you've got that amount of content.
So that's
fine still.
Like,
I do something kind of similar. Or well, I've only done it once actually. For one of my battles, I tried a different method of prep so I wrote all my sort of bars or ideas out, basically per rhyme scheme. So if I've got 2 lines that rhyme there, and then if I've got 4 here, whatever, cut them all out and then organise them into 2s, 4s, 8s, 12s, whatever. And then just tried to make sure that basically they were kind of spread throughout. So I didn't have one round where I was like, I'm just doing back-to-back 2 bars here. I'm just rapping 16 bars, then another 16 bars here.
That sounds like
so
what
I
Soul
organised
does.
it to try to... I think it's the same thing, yeah.
Soul says, right, I need a 2, I need a 4X, and I need a 7B.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to follow up the 7B with another 2, and it's like...
I do that a little bit, yeah, because you have, like, it works, like, you have, like, if you have a long bit, and then you have a 2 bar after, it always goes
2 bar pops.
It's the same with my 24 bar scheme and then the Jalen Maxwell bar.
Well, dude, I was going to say that to you, right? Because genuinely, so Koj was mostly doing 4s and 2s in that battle. I don't think he even did an 8, or he did that 1 8 with the sat nav thing. But
but that was he was back to back punching. So but no,
you had that like 24 bars on the Lenny Kravitz leather jackets in your first round, and like I can't lie, I was watching that thinking like because I've been trying to write for my next battle, and I'm in the mindset normally of so you need a 4 and an 8 and a 2 or whatever, and I was watching that like. Bro, he's just done 24. You just have to be good. It doesn't matter.
Like even with I prefer rhyming long, but like the Koj battle taught me, I'm like, I need 2-minute rounds. I was like, me and him keep laughing.
What, you think it was too much? Or?
No, me and him keep laughing because I was like, I know what you did. I was like, you hit me. I was like, you button bashed the fuck out. He's like, yeah, I hit you with 2s and 2s and 2s.
Yeah.
I was like, bruv, your whole second round is just 2s, like. So I'm just getting hit upside every other bar. So I'm like, alright, well. I'm not gonna hit Rivers with no 24 bar scheme.
Not today.
Maybe in a 3-minute battle, but I still have fun with it. Like it's good writing.
But even what you were saying just a minute ago about like when you have like a little long bit and you add a 2 afterward, and where you see the bar where I said so I'm like, I don't say these words hating. But how you on Real Smoke if you put Raws on the shelf like you prefer vape? That was the 2 that I added at the end of it. I had the other stuff before in it, but it just felt like it's not gonna hit unless there's something that they can feel at the end of it.
Because you know what, it's like a double payoff, I guess. Because it's like you might hit them with a big scheme,
a lengthened scheme.
Yeah, a hard
Scoop lives rent free on my brain.
I'm just saying,
it's actually peak. Yeah, no, you might give them like a. Oh my god, I can't even speak no
8 bar scheme.
A 24 bar rhyme scheme.
You might give them a 24 bar rhyme scheme, and like, because I feel like I did that, and it was like, But then with a 2 bar after it, they're like, oh yeah, because they do like punches, and the crowd want to react.
Yeah, and they're charged up as well sometimes. After the long bits, like
because they're waiting to make their noise.
Yeah.
So it's hard, it is hard sometimes because it depends on like if you want to write to be like formulaically win, which there is a way to like punching every 2 bars is a great way to always win.
Yeah,
or to, like you have a high succession rate of winning if you're punching every 2 to 4 bars. But do you want to do that? Like, what do you want to write like? So it depends sometimes because I don't always like writing like that. Like my part in my second one, I'm doing 2 for 2 with you. I'm like, yeah, I don't really like this, and I didn't like it. That's one of the parts I don't really like because I'm like, it's cool, but it's just bars for the sake of bars. Like, I don't like rapping like that. I like rapping in a cadence and going in pockets. Like, I like that I'm chilling the knife with it. Like, that's my shit. Like, and that's more organic for me.
I've been properly inspired by watching your stuff recently, man. Like,
oh my G.
No, honestly, like because I've been prepping for this next like where I was saying like I've been prepping for this next battle, and normally I'd be very conscious of like sometimes I might even when I'm writing around and be like, right, so like I said, you need a 4 or 2 or whatever. But I've just been writing, like, I've got a 16 ready for one of my rounds, and it's like, I would never thought of spitting a 16 before, but it's just like, yeah, exactly, and it's like, trying to punch on that, but it's just like, why the fuck not, you know what I mean?
It's fun as well, like, I won't try to force it, like, if I can't find one that it works naturally with, I won't do it, like, that's why I didn't really have one for you, like, I think I don't really have no heavy multi-schemes with you, because I didn't really think
I think you had, like, a small one. I think if I remember rightly, one of the rounds.
I think maybe
because I remember you started to kick something off, and I was like,
what was it? Was it the Prince Harry shit? Because I flipped in between 2 things. I went for the Biz Badly, despite the fact that being Harry. That I tried to flip that, but
okay.
I didn't like the way I pieced that. I could have pieced that together better, but that's the things you can't really tell.
You have to do the battle to know. I did it wrong.
Sometimes people just like getting slapped in the head. Sometimes if you dress it up too much, they don't like it. So it's fine, but there's a very fine line between, I've dressed this up so well. It's like, nah, you've done too much.
Yeah, man.
Just slap him with it. Like,
well, like, that's one thing talking about Kojay, like, one thing I always love about Kojay's writing is he I think is so efficient. Yeah. Like, so the start of, I think, his second for you, he was like, so it was your drugs that he purchased. That's just bad customer service. And it's like there's not even a setup in that second bar. It's just like that's the thing, that's the joke. And it's like if I was writing that, I'd probably overcomplicate that and try and make some 4 bars out of that, time a fucking awkward pause.
Kojay is very good at that. Against LSD, and he had this bit at the start where it's like something like split decisions, quick incisions. This nigga looking at me right now like, this nigga spitting. You know, like, my man was like suicidal or whatever in it, but it was the same thing. He's very good at having them kind of comedic starts. You know, like it's almost like a TV kind of presentation.
It's like that Frost approach with Villain.
Oh yeah, no, like
right bars. Yeah. Them things are good. Like I wish I was better at those little snaps.
Those little jokes.
Yeah, because they're hilarious.
But that's why your Blink Twice thing cracked me up, because you don't normally do stuff like that, and that's fucking hilarious.
I kind of like, I didn't. Do you know why? Yeah, I was saying it to man on the phone. Yeah, and a certain man was like, I can't remember. I think I said it to Rose. Yeah, and Rose was like, I think Rose was like, yeah, tell him to take off his glasses off. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, he kept ruining the bar for me and making it sound like, I was like, bro, what are you doing? And he didn't get it the first time. And I was like, Rose sometimes would be the worst person to say a bar to, because he won't get it.
Well, I had a rebuttal for if you told me to take off my glasses or some shit, or if you had a line about take your glasses off, Rivers. You know, like, look me in the eyes like a man. Like, I was going to be like,
yo, bitch.
I was going to be like, what do you mean take my glasses off? I won't answer to you, but if I take my glasses off, it's because I got strapped to your head and I'm enhancing my views. And I just knew, like, they would have went,
yeah. You was pissed on it. I was thinking, what's up with it?
So pissed. You know what it was about your rounds here is that everything in my mind where I planned, okay, if he does this, I'm going to do this. You did everything, but you just did it in the right place to where I couldn't get to you. You know, like it was like cat and mouse. It's like, if he says it there, I got no approach or no rebuttal for it. You know what I mean? Like, so everything was just in the right place.
I was trying to think of some rebuttals, but I can't remember why I stopped. I remember I was trying to think of rebuttals, and I think I just started enjoying your round too much. Because the thing is, I keep listening. Yeah. Like, I want to start rebuttaling, because I think I can. I just don't think I tried.
Have you done rebuttals before?
Yeah, but not good ones. But like, I think I could actually do rebuttals. Like if
Yeah.
I'm just like zoned in more.
Dude,
Like,
yeah. I mean,
I think if Gemini has like a real techie rebuttal in a battle, yeah, I think the roof's coming off because it's gonna be like, oh
mate,
shit,
yeah.
because you know, like when you do the Schofield thing,
Yeah,
it's just like about having something relevant.
mhm.
I want to get that. I want to
the
get
back
into
pocket,
to the
basically.
rebuttals, man. Next battle, I'm gonna try and have better rebuttals
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
because I'm gonna be quick. Like for me, the more ready I am, to think I'll be comfortable.
Yeah, I
That's
think
it.
it's good just to like tell yourself you're gonna do it. Like I tried a rebuttal. Well, I've done a rebuttal in all of my battles since my tryout, and like the one I did against Crow, if I'm honest, wasn't even that great. But it was just like I said to myself, like, all right, I'm gonna do at least one this battle,
Yeah.
you know. And that's what came to me. It's like if you just because the thing is with a rebuttal, it's not the same as freestyling. People go, oh, I can't freestyle. But it's not free. It's not like you're freestyling for an hour over a beat.
Just
It's
got
like
one line to
you've
make.
got 2 minutes to think of 2 bars,
Or 3
literally.
or 4 that you
Yeah.
could just like.
If you want to
Yeah.
get techie with it,
Or
I like
even to
them
pick
type of
something
people,
you already
though.
had and work it in or
You
whatever.
know, like the people that they're rebutting you, but their rebuttal's got 2 setups.
Mm-hmm.
They said that line, then they said that line, 3 setups, then they said the other one, and you're just like, oh, that's part of their round.
No.
Then they hit you with a rebuttal, and it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's that next
That's
level
what I
up.
want to get on. I want to
Yeah,
get on
yeah.
rebuttals. 'Cause I think I'll be alright at it, because it's just flipping other people's punchlines. And
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
think of wordplay of it quick. I just think I'll never try it. And I
Right.
want to start doing it better. So if I
Yeah.
can think of a good way to flip like their best punchline,
For sure.
that's what I need to just. I'm just not conscious of it in the
Yeah.
battle. I'm
But
never conscious.
I guess it will help as well if you're like more locked. I mean, I don't know if there was
Yeah,
ever a
100%,
time when
yeah,
you were
100%.
properly like prepping early or whatever. But
No, there's been times where I'm more locked though. 100%.
but
Tony
yeah.
did it very well against Smoke. With
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
Tony's a great rebuttal though.
yeah, he
He
picks
said
it
that's the one about he said I was biting myself then went in bit shuffle shit
yeah,
in the second, and then he did have another rebuttal before that. What was it?
Can't remember, but I think the first one was my favourite one, if I remember rightly. I preferred that more than the shuffle one.
I can't remember it right now, but yeah, Tony had some good rebuttals.
I remember in the battle.
Oh, you're gonna be the first guy to get 30 twice in 1 year.
That was it, because it was his birthday or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.